Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special program today, our special author visit at the Sandown Public Library. Today, we are joined by Children's Award-winning author Kathy Brodsky and illustrator Sarah Zeogas. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I'm going to hand the floor over to Kathy. Thank you.
Well, Adrienne, I want to thank you so much for reaching out to Sarah and me and inviting us, and also to the Sandown Public Library. So I want to tell you a little about Tallulah. Little Tallulah started with no idea whatsoever. What happened was last summer, I was swimming at the Y and somebody said to me, "Why don't you do a book about COVID?" And I said, "No, why would I do a book about COVID?" But that was in the summer. But then in the fall, in November, I was waiting 3.5 hours for my car. If any of you have waited for your car a long time, you know what that's like. It's very boring. And the name Tallulah Turtle came to my head. I don't know why. And on my iPhone, I wrote this little poem about Tallulah Turtle who didn't like wearing a mask. That's how it started. That was the middle of November, around the 11th or 12th, something like that. And then Sarah, I know, is a fantastic artist. And I asked her, I said, "Would you be interested in doing this?" And it's something we have to do quickly because of, of the topic. And Sarah was very willing. She was amazing, just amazing to work with. And you're going to see what she's done in a minute. And that's really how it started. And we had the book ready to go within a few months. It was really, really amazing. And I printed it locally in Merrimack, New Hampshire. And so it's a New England book. It's a completely New England book. And now I'm going to read how Tallulah turned her day around. I want you to notice the extras that Sarah put in. She gave Tallulah a little T around her neck on her chain for Tallulah or Turtle. It could be either one. And then the little cute little barrette that's a butterfly. And this book is dedicated to all of us impacted by COVID-19, but especially to the parents and kids whose lives have been turned upside down. And all of you parents and kids, that's exactly what's happened. Sometimes you go to school, sometimes you don't. Parents have to stay home. Parents can't go to work. It's a whole mess. And these are the title pages. And if you see way over here is the girl with red hair and the bent tree. And the reason the girl definitely has a mask is because my grandson Oscar said, "Grammy, she has to have a mask." And there's the bent tree, which my bent tree was the first picture book I did. And the red bird is in here too. So the red bird, the little girl with red hair, and the bent tree show up in all the books. Tallulah Turtle was sad one day. She was tired of wearing a mask. Her mom asked what the problem was. "I'm sad, but why do you ask?" "I'm lonely and I feel so bad because I can't be with my friends. I only see them wearing masks, so we all will be well in the end." So everybody has to go around with a mask. Tallulah keeps talking. "I went to school and they told us we can't go back right now." See, it's the bent tree school. COVID-19 happened there. They said to quarantine somehow. And here you see Tallulah sitting at her desk like so many of you kids have sat day after day all school year with your headphones trying to do your schoolwork from home. "Mom told me no mask at home, but when we're together with friends, we'll mask up first, then walk outside, maybe meet new kids in the end." And you see all the other animals are in their houses, so they don't have to wear masks because they're at home with their families. She then said, "Let's begin to plan even now before COVID's done." And you see Tallulah is sitting there with her notebook and her pencil, and her mom has her pocketbook sitting right there. I love all the little details that Sarah put in. Tallulah told me the kinds of things to plan for fun, rain or sun. And you can see down here, they're getting out a big, big box of all sorts of toys and games to play with. First first of all, we'll get together but still stay 6 feet apart. We can now do many things. What a wonderful way to start. And you know, if you notice the cloud, and see it just shows like a little bubble, that means she's thinking about it. It's not really happening in real time. So when we have something like that in a book or in a cartoon, it's something that might happen, or someone's thinking about it, but it's not really happening. So that's what Tallulah is picturing. When COVID's really gone, we can finally get together and have a big party bash. All of us can sing and dance. Are you ready for the big finale? Here we go. 1 second, I don't turn the pages very quickly. Then throw our masks in the trash. Tallulah smiles a gigantic smile. And all of my books have questions after the story, and this one does too. I will read the questions. So these are things for you kids to think about, and parents too. How has COVID-19 changed your life at home with your family, with your friends and relatives, in your neighborhood, at school? How do you feel about all these changes? Who can you talk to about how you feel? What will you tell them? What fun things are you discovering about this unusual time, about yourself and about others? And you know, sometimes we think we're the only ones who feel a certain way, but then when we talk to other people, we find out that they're feeling exactly the same too. So it's good to talk with our parents, with our friends, with our teachers, any grown-up, or any kids too. It's a good thing. And here we have a little sample of some of the things that are also in the coloring book. This one says, pick up Tallulah's friends on the way to the party. And it's a little maze. Sarah did a wonderful job with these mazes. And here's the squirrel saying, help me find my acorn. And over here, it's have fun connecting the dots. There's a Tallulah dot to dot with numbers. And we have even more. And here's color your own mask, which is really fun. I know you kids will have fun with that. And can you finish the squirrel's tail? That's also a dot to dot. And we have a couple more. Can you see it's colored by number? All the balloons have numbers, and all of the colors, the written colors have numbers. And you can, like green is 4, so you'd look for 4. Wherever 4 is, there's 4, and then you would color that green. So red is 1, so you look for the number 1 on the balloon. And T is for turtle. Color your own Tallulah. And then I have a little thing. There's the author note about me. I'm the author. I'm the one who wrote it. And something about Sarah, who did the fantastic illustrations. And then there's also a little note that I want to read. Tallulah wouldn't be who she is without Sarah, who gave my words an adorable little turtle and brought Tallulah to life. I can't thank you enough, Sarah. Special thanks to Karen, Julia, Greg, Jeff, and to everyone who offered suggestions or comments. Putting a book together is a team effort. Thank you all. And then we have some pages with my books, and another page with all my books, and there's a list, a pile of all my books. And then we have the back end pages with all the little Tallulahs and the masks. And here is the back page. So the front page has Tallulah with her mask. The back page is a happy, happy Tallulah without her mask. And then we have some comments, one by Mary Ann French, who's the owner of Merry Go Round, a preschool center, and by Louise Versese, who did everything with students. She taught all different grades, and she was a vice principal. She mentored teachers. She did it all, and for so many years. From Carol Weiss, who's a PhD psychologist, and also Genevieve Marie, who's a little 6-year-old girl. And so in addition, we also have a separate coloring book, which has a few of the same pictures, but then we have a lot of pictures to color, just a lot. Here, I'll just give you a sample. See, there's the Bentry School, and here she is working from home, and all different things. There are mazes, there's a tic-tac-toe, there's a word search, there's tons of stuff in here. And also in the very, very front is are the words for the whole book. And that's it.
My name is Sarah, and I'm the illustrator of How Tallulah Turned Her Day Around. I'm also an early education teacher and a mother of 3 boys and a dog. Hopefully you will not hear him barking in the background. So first, I'm just going to tell you what an illustrator is. For those who don't know, an illustrator is someone who draws pictures in books or magazines or posters. Some illustrators draw in watercolor, paint, markers, charcoal, colored pencils, or any other creative tools you can use. So I illustrated Kathy's book digitally. So instead of drawing on a piece of paper or a canvas, I drew it on a computer or an iPad in this case. So I'm going to share my screen and show you a 1-minute time-lapse video of how I drew one of the pictures of Tallulah in a program called Procreate. So let me see if I can get it.
You'll probably do much better than I did, Sarah.
Fingers crossed. Okay, let's see. Start. 2, 1. Okay. Can you see? Sort of. Am I good?
It says you are sharing screen.
Okay, good. So you can see.
No, it just does. It's. Oh yeah, here it is.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. So here's the picture we're just gonna review, and I'll show you. So we'll play the video. All right. So first I do a sketch, and I use a special pencil for my iPad to draw with. So here I'm just drawing to get an idea on where things go in the picture. A little friend squirrel down there. And then I dim or lower the opacity of the sketch and draw over it with a darker brush to make the final line work. So just going over like parts of the body, and then the necklace, and then the garbage can, the masks, and our little squirrel friend. Here we go. All right, and then comes the fun part. I start adding color. I use a brush that allows me to fill in the color quickly. I also start adding texture and shading, like watermarks on her arms and legs because she's a turtle. See the shadings there. And the color of the masks. And then our squirrel friend. And that is how we drew that picture. So I'll show you one more thing. I'll go into my other thing here. So now the nice thing about digital artwork is that it's easy to make small changes in a picture, such as color. So for example, here's a picture of Tallulah, and she is broken down into layers. So here's my layers. And that means I can only make changes in the selected part of the picture. So here's the mask, boop, boop. And here's the necklace. I labeled it her hair clip, necklace, and toes. And here's her belly. And here's her whole body and her shell. Okay, so say I wanted to change the color of her mask to yellow. So I would go up to my color wheel, that's called the color wheel, and I would pick the color yellow, and I would drag the yellow, oh wait, I gotta make sure it's, yep, just selected to mask. I would drag the yellow to my mask and it would be yellow. So if you comment on the text below, Adrian, if you would be so kind enough to shout out if anyone wants to pick a color for maybe her belly, we'll do next.
Of course. So what color do you think Tallulah's belly should be? So down in the chat, please text what color you would like to see it. Someone said pink.
Oh, pink. All right, so I selected her belly, and we're gonna pick in the pink wheel and the colored wheel, and we're gonna drag it to her belly, and whoop, her belly is pink. Let's do her body. Can you pick a color? Maybe type in the message and the text box, and we'll pick a color for her body.
So what color do you guys think her body should be? It sometimes takes a little bit for it to come up.
Yeah, that's fine. And if not, we can just.
It can be
Yeah.
any color in the rainbow or in the world.
Yep.
Oh, so Colton said purple. He would love to see Tallulah purple.
All right. Tallulah's body's going to be purple. Wow. All right. So we selected purple and we're going to drag it to her body and whoa.
Oh, wow.
Coming out really neat. Okay. And let's do her shell. Can you pick a color for her shell? And we'll select shell.
So I can't wait to see what color you guys think her shell should be. She's an amazing looking turtle.
She's looking very fancy.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Any color.
Any color you want. You can be creative.
And if it's not an exact color, Sarah, you can mix and match. Oh, here we got another one.
Blue. So they like to see it.
Blue.
Blue.
All right, her shell is going to be blue. So we'll select blue and it's a blue shell now. So that's an example of how easy it is to change the colors digitally. So it looks great, guys. And actually, Kathy and I created a coloring book. So if you wanted to create your own Tallulahs, you can also do it that way. So I will just unshare, I guess, right, Adrienne? Let's see.
Yeah. So you clear stop sharing.
Okay, yay, there we go. So thank you.
So Sarah and I are open for any questions at all. Or Adrienne, if you have a question too, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'd love to ask questions. What is your favorite children's book you've written so far?
Me? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's so tricky. Honestly, it's so tricky. The Girl with Red Hair, The Bent Tree, and the Red Bird show up in all the books. That was the first picture book I did. But I don't know, Tallulah's awfully cute. And then, you know, each book as I do it has a different message sometimes. So it's almost like the last book I did, you know. There is a book that could be coming out sometime before the end of the year, and that's how Stover learns to swim. So those of you who know that Stover the pig, Stover went to camp, and now he's going to learn to swim. But it's hard to pick a favorite. It's really hard to pick a favorite because each book is a little different, and they're so much fun to write.
Amazing. Does anyone else have any other questions? Because I know there's lots of inquisitive people in the audience, so please feel free to ask a question. You can type it in the chat. I'm sure everyone has a question.
Well, I'd like to make a comment. I think what Sarah did, how she showed us how she did, you know, how she put Tallulah together is really fantastic. But you know, she made it look so easy, but you have to have the artistic skill to do the sketches and do everything. And working with Sarah was really a lot of fun.
Oh, it was nice working with you, Kathy, too.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. She said, why don't we try this? And what about this? And it was really. Anybody else? Any questions? No? Nothing.
Don't be shy.
It's okay.
Okay, here's one. See, both writer and illustrator are very talented.
Oh, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And thank you.
Questions first.
Go
Sarah,
on.
what was your favorite part of I guess of doing this book, of illustrating it? What did you enjoy the most?
I mean, it was all fun, but I think just coming up with the character, Tallulah herself, was fun. We went through lots of different ideas, I guess. We came up with like a turtle on all four, and then Kathy said, no, we'll have her stand, or, you know, and the colors, and it's all fun. So good question.
That's true. And I have to say that Sarah did, I mean, Sarah came up with really everything on her own for the coloring book. I mean, I just had a few little things that I added, but Sarah really, I mean, she said, oh, I love mazes, dot to dot. I mean, she made it sound like it was nothing to put together.
We have another question. What was difficult to do? This is actually for both of you in regards to writing and illustrating.
Difficult. I guess just cranking the time, you know, we wanted to get it out, you know, before summertime. So, you know, I guess that was probably the most challenging part for me, at least.
And for me, the hardest part is the marketing. It's the marketing. As my friend Julia says, Kathy, it's marketing, getting the word out, letting people know that there's, you know, that you have something that's worthwhile. That's really the hardest part. Writing is the fun part. That's, you know, and then working with Sarah was fantastic.
Good question.
Yep. Another question. Do you have to check to see if anyone else has written a story like yours before you do it, before you have it published, or?
Oh, that's a good question.
I didn't. I heard Tallulah Turtle, I did it. And, you know, and what I do sometimes is, you know, what I tell kids when I go to schools is, you never know, you may hear something or you may see something, and that can be a poem or a story or a book. I mean, when she said to me, are you going to do a book about COVID? I said, no. But then all of a sudden, waiting all, you know, for the car for 3.5 hours, that's what came. So you never know where an idea can show up. And then you expand on it. It could just be, like the name Tallulah Turtle. I love that name. I just like the way it sounds, Tallulah Turtle. And she's so cute. Sarah made her really adorable.
Thank you.
We have another question. Did you have the idea for the whole story before writing?
No. I come up, the way I do any of my stories, and they're all in rhyme, so they're all poems. I come up with an idea, I see something, I hear something, and then I write 4 lines, and then it just keeps going. I never know what the end is going to be. I don't. And then with Tallulah, yeah, I had a different title, and then I ran it by a couple of people. They said, Kathy, that's not an upbeat title enough. And then I changed a few things because people said it has to be more upbeat. And so I'm always asking people, what do you think? What do you think about different, not so much with this book, with other books. What do you think of this picture? Does this go with this? Does this go with this? So it's not just, you know, I sit in a room, I write something and I say, here it is. I'm always checking with people and asking what they think about it, because the people are my audience, you know. It's not me all by myself.
Is it hard to come up with the titles for your books?
No, this one I had a different title first. I called it Tallulah's Sad Day. And then my son Jeff said, no, Mom, that's not good. And Jeff wanted me to say Tallulah Turtle, how Tallulah Turtle turned her day around. And I said, no, it's obvious she's a turtle. He said, I think you should have the word turtle in the title. I said, I don't think we need it. So anybody who knows Jeff is quite persistent. And so, but I decided, since I wrote the book, that's the way it was going to be. And it's very upbeat. And Sarah did wonderful graphics for just the name Tallulah. It's great. So it's not so hard to come up with a title for me usually. Sometimes it's hard. Well, actually, I have to say my book Persnickety, Purrsnikitty, which is about a cat. That took a long, long time to come up with that title. And then one day it just popped into my head, Persnickety, that it would be spelled like that. So it looks like purrs and then kitty. But that book took a long time to come up with the title. The rest, not so much.
Any other questions? Yes, no. If you're too shy to ask now during the recording, afterwards, you can stick around for a couple minutes and ask then if you'd feel more comfortable. Let's wait another couple seconds to see if anyone else has any questions they want to type up. Or Sarah and Kathy, do you have any questions you would like to ask the audience?
Oh, well, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I know, 4 o'clock on a Thursday, you never know, people are busy doing things, but it's so nice that you came to support us.
Yes, thank you very much.
And do you want us to let people know how they can reach us in case they're interested, Adrian?
That would be great.
Okay, Sarah, you have a little, with your website, little card.
I just drew a little card. I don't know if you can see that. Can you kind of see that? It just has, so this is my website. If anyone wants to log on, it's sarahzeogas.com.
Sarah,
it's my name.
Sarah, spell it out.
So it's Sarah with an H, S-A-R-A-H, and my last name is Zeogas, ZEOGAS.com. And you can just follow me there, or I have an Instagram. You can also follow me. I love to post pictures all the time.
And I love how you have little Tallulah on your picture. That's
yeah,
that's great.
So there we go. Thank you.
And I'm KathyBrodsky.com, Kathy, Brodsky, BRODSKY.com. And there are most of my characters right here. Oops. Can never do this straight. There we go. Not all of them, but most of them. Tallulah isn't there yet. So is there anything else, Adrian, you want us to go over, or are we good?
I think you've done great. Thank you so much, Kathy and Sarah, for coming today and doing this program for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciated it. Thanks.
Thank you.